Hi, lovely people. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Dahlia Society because I have an unboxing that you may be interested in. Now, I have had so much great feedback. A lot of you are loving watching the unboxings, particularly those of you who don't subscribe to the box and would like to see what's in them. And I also understand a lot of you are not interested in seeing the unboxing. So feel free to go and look back through my catalogue of videos. I have 2 years worth there that I'm sure you will love. Anything to do with sewing, fabrics, patterns, all kinds of things. I'm sure you'll find something that you will love. So today, the actual box that I have here was from August. It is the Sound of Music theme. A lot of you must be fans as well because, of course, you know how much I love musicals. The Sound of Music theme just came to me because I thought about some of my favourite things that I wanted to put in the box. And the song just came up in my mind, my favourite things, that beautiful song. So I tried to incorporate it into the box with the theme, with a few of the lyrics, not all of them, but most of them. So I hope you all loved what was inside. I know a lot of you have received the boxes. I have had lots of overseas orders and I'm very happy to post anywhere international. Just look at these shipping quotes there for costs. It is a pricey service. I know a lot of you have said that it is a bit pricey, but a lot of you have also said how great it's been to have it expressed between 6 to 12 days international and signature on delivery. It just is a safeguard for me to make sure that the box gets into the right hands. So it's just so nice to hear that. So thank you so much for your ongoing support. And you'll see something different we've tried this month is we actually have wrapped it brown paper packaging tied up with string. And I think my mum was ready to murder me by the end of it because she said to me, you have picked the most fiddly thing here to do, all these strings and bows and paper that didn't quite fit. But I think it was worth it because I think a lot of you would have seen that straight away, that was the reason we did it with the brown paper. So I'm going to undo this box and show you exactly how it looks on the inside. Isn't it nice to see something unwrapped? I love watching unboxings, and I know Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girls does lots of different unboxings and she's just so good to watch. So this is how the box looked on the inside. I'm going to try and open it up, show you without moving, and these camellias are coming out. It's beautiful behind me. This is how the box looked. There are lots of goodies in this month. I said to Mum, wow, we've been pretty generous this month. I think people are going to be pretty happy with what's inside here because you are getting plenty of treats this month. So firstly, let's get on to our postcard of the month, and that is my favourite things, seen from the movie there. Forgotten to mention what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Pattern Emporium boxy tee under a nice chunky cardigan because it's starting to get towards that layering time of the month where you want to wear t-shirts and have a cardigan you can throw on or off. So I just can't wait for spring. I can see it on the horizon. It's nearly there. But back to the boxes. So that lovely little postcard. On the back you'll see there is a QR code. I'm not going to show you that. That's totally secret and exclusive for people who've purchased the box. It has a discount. Pattern of the month was a wonderful Pattern Emporium pattern called the Dream On Dress, and I'll show you that a bit later on. You've got a little label there which is made with love and swear words, and you'll see that in a minute why we've gone with that theme. But you'll also see on the postcard all the little cartoons here of each thing. So your raindrops and roses, whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles, warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with string. These are a few of my favourite things. Now, I haven't put the white ponies and the apple strudel and the jingle bells and the schnitzel with noodles. Didn't think that would fit too well. The geese flying. The girls in white dresses and blue satin sashes, couldn't fit them in either. And the snowflakes, well, we don't get them here in where we are in Melbourne, but I think the theme worked really lovely. So that was the little postcard of the month. Let me see. Let's get on to the edibles because that's my favourite thing. I love food. This is the Rocky Road Byron Bay cookie. Lovely little cookie there to nibble along with some of your beverages. Now, I love Byron Bay cookies. They've got so many flavours. That's one of my things, that my little joys in life is to have a Byron Bay cookie with a cuppa. You can buy them from the supermarket. You can buy the little ball ones. They are in packs of, I think, like 5 or 6. But these ones you can't buy in the supermarket shelves. These are specialty ones. And I love the Rocky Road flavour. Let's think. The next thing I decided to choose was in place of the bright copper kettles, because I thought, look, I can't put a kettle in there, but what's something I can do different to tea and coffee? And I've gone with one of my favorite brands. This is a locally made Victorian brand called Grounded Pleasures. I think they're close to Ballarat, which is a beautiful part of Victoria to visit. And the Grounded Pleasures drinking chocolate comes in a lot of different varieties, different flavors. I've gone with the original one here, but I think you can get pink salt caramel, choc orange, choc mint, dark chocolate. There's so many varieties there, but this is a little mini pack. And I've put it with the beautiful little handmade marshmallows, which are just the most beautiful little delights to pop on top of your hot chocolate. So light and fluffy, gluten-free, those ones. I think the hot chocolate is gluten-free as well, because I know a lot of you are after gluten-free. So that was my beverage of the month. So that's the ode to the bright copper kettles. Now the warm woolen mittens, of course, well, mittens aren't the most practical thing if you're living here in Melbourne, because, yeah, I think unless you're in the snow, they're not the most practical thing ever. I think gloves are much more practical, but if you're in the snow, I suppose anything helps. I've gone for a sock, actually. Now, inside the sock, you've got your orchid coloured thread, and you may be wondering what this little cat is, and this is the Whiskers on Kittens, and we've actually done it tied up with some Pico elastic trim. And the little cute little cat is a little measuring device there for you to have near the sewing machine. I think it's really practical and handy to have. You can never have enough of these kind of seam gauge or small rules around. So we've tied Mum has tied all the bows around the kitten's necks. So she loves me, I tell you. I'm very lucky to have her help me. And instead of the warm wool mittens, of course, we've gone for the Kylie and the Machine socks. These are the sweary socks, and they've got the little unpickers on them as well, which I think, look, mainly the colour fitted the theme so well. And I just thought, look, these socks are beautiful because they are made in Australia. It's very rare to get things made in Australia, especially with clothing these days, unless you're making your own. But the actual fabric, they're cotton, 95% cotton Western socks. So to be made in Australia, I think is fantastic. But I love Kylie and the Machine merchandise, and I love her socks and her labels. So that is the little Whiskers on Kittens and the mittens. We're getting down to the final few things in the box, and this is the Raindrops on Roses. And you'll know from the movie, The Raindrops on Roses, I wanted to make sure I put something you could pop into the bath. And these are little rose-scented bath bombs, which I think are very handy if you have a bath. That is, if you don't, I don't know, maybe you could put it in a basin of water and use it, to soak your feet or your hands in. Be beautiful as well. Some of you managed to get some little roses as well. We may have run out of those towards the end, but I think that was a beautiful way to decorate it. Let's move on to the fabric. Now, the fabric was something I really was dwelling over, whether to put a knit fabric in. I know a lot of you do love sewing with knitwear. I particularly love sewing with knitwear. This was a viscose knit, so a beautiful, soft, drapey, stretchy knit. The thing that I loved about it was the My Favourite Things element, and that was the Dahlia print on it. And of course, you guys all know by now that dahlias are my favourite flower. We say dahlias here in Australia. A lot of the UK people say dahlias. Over in the US, I think they say both. So it's just mainly how you've been brought up to say it and how it's pronounced in your country. But I always think about the author Roald Dahl. It's D-A-H-L. And that, of course, the Dahlia was named after a Dahl. Put the name on the screen now. This is the person who discovered dahlias. So to me, Dahlia makes sense, but it is really just a matter of how you say it in your own country. But this fabric had a beautiful screen print of dahlias, also had something very, very unique, and that was like a snake skin print intertwined with the beautiful flowers. And I was talking to Kate from Pattern Emporium about the pattern we included, which was the Dream On pattern. You'll get 20% off that if you order the box. And she said, this is fabric that's you and I combined, isn't it? She loves the snake skin or the leopard print, and I love the dahlias. So I think it was really, really pretty. But the thing I loved about this beautiful viscose jersey knit was there's 2.5 meters there, and the fact that it has a beautiful imagery and screen print of different color chocolate and the pink color dahlias throughout, and in different shades of creams. Really, really pretty fabric. I'll put some pics up of the dress so you can see exactly how it turned out, what I made. Now, I went for the version with the mid bishop sleeve and the longer first tier, shorter second tier, and that's a good thing you can do with that pattern is you can adapt it. And I also decided to add my Pico trim elastic around my neck where my neck binding was, just to add a little bit of a pop of colour and a different element there. But really, I was actually thinking about making a nightie, and I was just so in love with the fabric and wanted to show it off. I decided I could at least wear a dress and show it off to people. So I hope you love that box as much as I did. I love preparing them. I love showing you guys exactly what's in the box after it's been lovingly put together. Mum and I really took our time with this, getting the packing and everything looking spectacular there to really go with the theme. So absolutely loved it. Next month's theme, this is another one that I think you're going to love. If you are a subscriber to my newsletter, my emails over at the Dahlia Society, you would have seen an advent calendar advertised, the 12 Days of Christmas calendar, which is coming out. It'll be sent out in the first week of November, plenty of time for you to start opening up in December with me, because I will be doing 12 days of Vlogmas on the channel, opening everything up with you. And a lot of those sold out basically within an hour or so of me launching that email. So it's just such a fabulous response from a lot of you guys. Obviously, you've all been waiting for an advent calendar to come out, and I think it's just it's such a nice experience opening a present every day, especially to do with sewing. And I actually had a few more that I advertised on Instagram before I even got to speak about it here on the channel. They all got snapped up. Really had a limit on what we could do because just Mum and I doing it ourselves. I think next year we may have to up the ante with quantities and numbers. Of course, we didn't realise they were going to be so popular, as well as having the boxes. And I know a lot of people that are buying the boxes went on to buy the advent calendars as well. So a huge thank you. That was an amazing response. That was totally unexpected by me, and I just can't thank you enough for all your support, for jumping over to the website and purchasing those. So I have got so much packaging and getting ready for those advent calendars to have them all prepared. They'll not only have sewing notions in them, but they'll also have some goodies, Christmas-themed edibles, and some lovely little scented gifts in there as well. So it'll be a mixture of everything, similar to what you get in the boxes, but of course on a much smaller scale. And of course, no fabric in those advent calendars. So I've actually ended up having a lot of people from overseas order them as well, all over the world, which is just incredible. So I can't wait to be sending them out to you guys. I'm very excited. So for next month's theme for September, the theme will be from the storybook from when I was a child, and that's The Secret Garden. And I love this. And when I imagine it, I imagine a world, I imagine vines and greenery and bright colours and flowers and jungle-esque kind of things, but I am not going to give any more away other than the whole fantasy of Secret Garden, the theme there. If you can try and imagine what would be in that theme, I think you are going to fall in love with it. And these boxes are going to be really limited. There'll be less fabric, which means less boxes. So I sometimes will compromise on that. If I find a fabric I absolutely love, I would rather have less boxes and more true to myself and the quality what I want to put in the box for you guys, rather than have masses of fabric that I'm just a bit about. I really think it's nice to have something very special, something I feel very passionate about. So I hope that's coming through in the boxes. I hope that you are seeing that and enjoying that I've put a lot of thought and dedication into what is inside the box to make it special for you guys when you open it too. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate that. And also lots of new fabric coming in for spring. Don't forget to keep an eye open. There'll be a lot of new wovens coming in, as well as some knits. So that is very exciting to see. Those bright spring colours are going to be moving through the store very, very shortly. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy watching this and you love hearing about bespoke boxes, please subscribe to the channel. Also, a thumbs up would be fantastic. That way you guys will never miss out on an episode, as well as heading over to the website, subscribing to the newsletter, and that way you will never miss out on any new releases or exciting things, sales, things like that are happening over on the website. So take care, everyone. Happy sewing. Hope you've enjoyed that today, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.